Welcome to Podcast West Seattle. I'm your host, Andrew. On each episode, we take a closer look at the people, places, and events that make West Seattle unique. On this episode, we take a taste of West Seattle.
A lavender panna cotta layered with a mango gelée.
We also hear about a charity dodgeball event happening this weekend.
At this point, we just really want to get people to come and enjoy the day in the name of getting rid of pediatric cancer.
All of this and more is next on Podcast West Seattle. As I record this, it is Thursday, September 23rd. Yesterday was the autumnal equinox, making today the first full day of fall. A look at the West Seattle weather shows a dry weekend with temperatures topping out around 70 each day. Next week will be drizzle and in the 60s. Let's take a look at some West Seattle headlines. We are finishing up the fourth week of school in Seattle Public Schools. While COVID cases did increase noticeably in SPS last week, West Seattle schools only saw a small increase. Only 14 new cases were reported in schools in West Seattle last week. We will continue to keep an eye on those numbers as the school year and colder weather unfolds. As summer winds down, so does major road construction season. The major construction project on Dell Ridge is almost complete. Only cosmetic sidewalk and curb work is left to do. That's definitely welcome news for folks in that neighborhood that have been dealing with construction for well over a year now. Now let's look at some upcoming West Seattle events. The best place to find a comprehensive list of West Seattle events is at the West Seattle Blog's calendar page. Here are some highlights for this weekend. On Saturday, there will be a dodgeball fundraising event called On Blast. I talked to one of the event's organizers.
His name is Dennis Williams Jr., local West Seattleite. I am the person who's kind of heading the On Blast dodgeball fundraiser with Seattle Children's. My son was treated at Seattle Children's. He had neuroblastoma, and that is the impetus for us doing this years later after he's been successfully treated and cured of that disease. So that's why it's called On Blast Dodgeball. The event is going to be this Saturday, the 25th of September, from 11 to 3 p.m. at the Riverview Playfield. So it will be, there are the Pee Wee baseball fields. There's a little trail that goes down below the upper playfields, and there's 4 baseball fields down below on the lower Riverview. So those are the Pee Wee fields where the event will be held. So there is no cost. There is no stated cost for the event. We're doing a suggested donation of $100 per person or $1,000 per team for the dodgeball participation. But we've had donations that have been much more than that. We've had donations that have been less than that. So we don't want to prohibit anyone from participating. At this point, we just really want to get people to come and enjoy the day, and obviously in the name of getting rid of pediatric cancer. So that's the main goal. So we have food trucks coming. We have a local DJ who's well known. His name is Miguel Rockwell. For people that want to come and just support or watch, we'll have raffle tickets that you can buy that can win things like a Russell Wilson signed jersey, 2 tickets anywhere Alaska Airlines flies, roughly $1,000 10-person meal at Crawfish King. So we have a link that's done through this Classy website, it's called, but it's done through Seattle Children's, and that's where we're basically allowing anyone who wants to donate to our dodgeball teams. So you can go through the Classy website to do that. I would just say, we appreciate anyone who wants to come by and check us out and have some fun. It means the world to us. This Saturday from 11 to 3 at the Riverview Playfield, and we're having a lot of fun.
Thank you, Dennis. There are a variety of live music options available this weekend. The Skylark Club, J&J Public House, C&P Coffee, and others will all be hosting live music. One of the more interesting live offerings comes from Best of Hands Barrel House. They're now hosting Open Jam Thursdays. Musicians can bring an instrument and jam alone or with the house band backing them. It's from 6 to 9 each Thursday, and you can get more details at bestofhandsbarrelhouse.com. Another event Best of Hands is participating in is this year's Taste of West Seattle. I spoke with Brianna Bushaw at West Seattle Food Bank and a few of the participating restaurants.
My name is Brianna Bouchat, and I am the Development Director at West Seattle Food Bank. So the Taste of West Seattle is a modified version of an in-person event. Because of COVID, we're doing more of a restaurant week style event where neighbors will go out and dine at the restaurants, and the restaurants will in turn donate a portion of proceeds to the West Seattle Food Bank. And that helps us support our mission to keep our community fed and housed. The theme is take a taste tour of West Seattle. And so there are passports, they're just free papers that people can pick up at the participating restaurants. And they have a list of all of the restaurants, and it'll have a place for a stamp, which is the staff initials. Each stamp will equal an entry into a raffle drawing. We have a variety of restaurants, breweries, cafes, wineries. So we have a big variety of local restaurants that are participating and supporting the food bank. There are 27 of the restaurants. I actually made myself a whole schedule. I'm going to try to dine at every single one.
That's a lot of restaurants. I spoke to just 3 of the participating businesses.
Hi, my name is Tanya, manager here at Sopranos Antico.
I am Bree Noble. I am in charge of all marketing for Pecos Pit Barbecue.
My name is Chad Skyver, and I am the cafe manager, the West Seattle Bakery Nouveau.
Definitely going to do a medium margarita, a breaded cheese ravioli. While there's no way I can be as ambitious as Brianna, I did get my first initial on Monday at Sopranos.
So all I need to do is to put my initials, because it's equal to a stamp. So Sopranos is a small family-run and operated restaurant in the heart of the North Admiral of West Seattle. We are located right across from the theater.
If you go all the way back to episode 3 of Podcast West Seattle, Chef Nick at Sopranos got his pizza all the way into the final round of the West Seattle Pizza Tournament.
And we serve Italian dishes, we serve pizza. Our pizza is made from scratch in the house. Our pasta is made from scratch in the house, and we make as much as possible from scratch.
While Chef Nick was in the back working on the pizzas, I asked Tanya why Sopranos decided to be involved in the event.
We just like the idea that people can support local restaurants, especially now during these times, and so restaurants can support West Seattle Food Bank. I think this is great.
We've all heard about the obvious struggles the restaurant industry has had. Hunger and food insecurity also continue to be problems in our community. A Taste of West Seattle allows neighbors who can help to do so on both fronts at the same time.
This year, this is, of course, a fundraiser for the West Seattle Food Bank, but we really wanted to promote restaurants. Local businesses have been so supportive of the West Seattle Food Bank over the years, and we know that they have struggled.
We're just so thankful to be a part of it. It's such a close, tight-knit community.
Here's Bree from the Pecos Pit.
But it's at least our 5th year, and we've just loved it ever since, we opened. It's such a great community event. Pecos has been around since 1980 down in Soto across from the Starbucks headquarters. We opened Pecos Pit West Seattle in the summer of 2016, and shortly after that we built our Central Smokehouse, which is located in Kent. We call it the Disneyland of barbecue. It houses 5 one-ton smokers that each can roughly hold about 1,500 pounds of meat at any given time. And we've got wonderful brisket, pork butts, ribs, jumbo turkey legs, hot links, chicken, and then we do whole turkeys during the holidays, as well as prime rib.
It's hard not to be wistful for the in-person version of the event, last held in 2019.
All year long, people would look forward to Taste of West Seattle.
Here's Chad from Bakery Nouveau.
To not only experience the food, but bump elbows with your neighbor and the people you see at Trader Joe's, or the people that you see when you're walking your dog down the street. So it's really disappointing. But
this used to be that big in-person event with 500 people getting together, and we wanted to keep our community safe and healthy for COVID. So we modified that last year. So this will be the second year we're doing a restaurant week style event.
It's kind of wild to think, but I'm just so thankful that they pivoted and came with this, fun, delicious way to impact the community.
Since the bakery opened, we're going in. This is our 15th year that the West Seattle location has been open. The owners, Heather and William Lehman, have worked with and donated to the West Seattle Food Bank since the very beginning. So once they started doing the Taste of West Seattle, Bakery Nouveau started participating because, we wanted to do things for the community and give back when we can. We donate a percentage of the desserts that are chosen for the event. Then we donate a different percent on the rest of the sales. It's nice to showcase something that we don't make on a regular basis. So this year we're offering a lavender panna cotta layered with a mango gelée, topped with white chocolate shavings. And we are also offering a coconut cream puff with blueberry coulis and candied almonds on top. The Bakery Nouveau in West Seattle is part of the community. I have employees who've worked here for almost 15 years, and they've seen, the whole thing. So, we're really embedded into our neighborhood, into the community.
All of this talk of community led me to ask Brianna how they measure the food bank's effectiveness.
The West Seattle Food Bank has been busier than ever between our merger with the Helpline and the extra programs that we're offering. Last year, we were able to assist over 15,000 of our neighbors through our different programs. And so that includes food services. We distributed over 2.57 million pounds of food to the community. We have financial services to help people with rent, utilities, move-in assistance. And then we have some other programs that a lot of people don't know about. So we also offer a child and baby corner. And so that gives families access to diapers, formula, and other essentials.
If you're listening to this on the weekend of September 25th, I encourage you to visit westseattlefoodbank.org to see the complete list of businesses participating and get out there. If it is after Taste Week when you're listening, there are still ways to help.
If you were not able to join us for the Taste of West Seattle event, we have other ways that you can participate all year long, whether it's to volunteer at the food bank or make a donation to help your neighbors. So we just want to thank all of our neighbors who have been so supportive. This has been obviously a very challenging time, and the West Seattle community has just really stepped up to support each other, both the businesses and our donors. We just want to say thank you so much for your support.
Thanks to Brianna, Tanya, Bree, and Chad for talking to me. That concludes this episode of Podcast West Seattle. Please follow the show on your favorite podcast listening app. Tell a friend about the show, and let us know what you think. We're on Twitter at PodcastWSeattle and at Podcast West Seattle on Facebook. Until next time, eat well, West Seattle.